Hello, welcome to the self-learning podcast by Dr. Sushma Singh. Let us start discussion on Unit 22, Sustainable Development and Challenges to Decentralized Governance. And our topic is States' Responsibilities. The state has an enormous responsibility in ensuring the conservation of resources in a sustainable manner, apart from providing a decent standard of living. For this, effective policy needs to be framed at state and local level as well. The governmental machinery should involve itself in a very big way to realize this goal. The necessary prerequisites for this are enumerated as follows. The first one is policy framework at the state level. The policy framework includes initiative at the central, state and local levels to counter the above mentioned challenges to the society. Since our concern is to discuss the efforts at the state and local level, let us look into some of the policies as undertaken at this level. The Indian policies, especially the one related to economy, centered on the promotion of the public and the private sector and adoption of liberal or market oriented economic policies. The liberalized phase of economy witnessed an unprecedented use of resources as the nation had to compete in the global markets. The resulting depletion of resources had put an enormous burden on the state to pursue environmentally friendly policies. Since then, numerous efforts are being undertaken or initiated at the local levels to take into consideration sustainable development as a major goal. For development without destruction, the government initiated the programs like controlling urban pollution, minimization of deforestation measures, joint forest management, environmental management system, water harvesting measures to counter groundwater depletion, biodiversity conservation measures and so on. The government even initiated a national environmental policy, which is under through scrutiny by various concerned bodies and organizations of the state. The government has also given due importance to rural development programs, development of indigenous system and industries, enhancement of technological and indigenous know-how through social welfare and income generation schemes. Now let us move to the next point, district level efforts and role of panchayats. The meaning of decentralized governance incorporates in itself the efforts taken at the lower levels to provide good governance. Various efforts are also being undertaken at the district level to pursue sustainable development policies. To improve the quality of life, various governments initiated rural development programs that need coordination at the district level. The district government machinery is usually involved in the development of the potentials of different areas and also the development of local industries in order to generate income opportunities. The development programs need to be initiated in the backward areas and in the areas where the natural calamities wreak havoc. The role of panchayats therefore is vital for the overall development and for pursuing development from the bottom to the top level. The goal of sustainable development is best realized through the Panchayati Raj institutions. They enable like ownership of minor forest produce, selection of beneficiaries under various programs, management of minor water bodies, and major mineral leases. The recent proposal of National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme, if implemented in a fair manner, can bring about significant gains at the local level. The success of decentralized governance depends much on the active implementation of these welfare schemes. The next one is managing the urban environment. The increasing pace of urbanization throughout the country is now posing enormous challenges to the management of urban environment. Multi-centered settlement, sprawling shopping malls, multiplication of population, scarce resources, poor urban infrastructure, inadequate housing facility, air, land and water pollution, problems of solid waste collection, access to safe drinking water have jeopardized the economy, health and productivity level of the urban population. Lack of careful design, planning and management further abated the existing environmental challenges. The neglect of rural areas in the development process resulted in mass migrations to urban centers for an alternative source of livelihood. This further led to job scarcity and insecurity and unhealthy living conditions. Maintenance of the quality of life in urban regions is one of the most crucial aspects of decentralized governance. The municipal bodies are directly responsible for safeguarding the urban atmosphere. Apart from accelerating efforts towards providing civic amenities, these institutions should promote environmental ethics and spread awareness among the general public to avoid such activities that directly or indirectly lead to environmental degradation. The adverse effect can be minimized through addressing the concerns of local people and provide basic services. One of the foremost reasons for deteriorating urban standards is the poor condition and management between these civic bodies and public sector institutions. The duplication of work and overlapping mechanisms need to be eliminated in order to facilitate smooth functioning of the responsible institutions. Absence of accountability, lack of training and skilled manpower further contributes to the problems. Effective coordination between municipal bodies, NGOs and urban management institutions will go a long way in restoring the sustainable resources of urban regions. Now the next one is the role of local communities. In order to ensure efficiency, transparency and sustainability of the development initiatives, the local participation should be encouraged, as it is not only brings in the democratic approach but also ensures implementation of the projects. Participatory management and the techniques need to be adopted towards achieving development. If the earth's resources are to be protected from excessive human intervention, there is a need to adopt sound and stringent penal measures. The involvement of local communities, panchayats, cooperative societies and women is a must towards creating sustained and self-reliant communities. This approach should be promoted in such a manner in which the expressions of the local communities are articulated. Their culture and livelihoods are dependent on the surrounding natural resources. Therefore, it is necessary that they should be involved in the development schemes right from the beginning stage of the development plan to the execution stage. This approach ensures their place as stakeholders and associations of the development course of actions and also enables and empowers them to classify, plan, sustain and share the common benefits. The development process is essentially a vision of society. It helps in utilizing the knowledge and skill to solve the problems. Rural industries are basis of income for the local people, and the development strategies should include the means of effectual participatory management and enhance productivity and income. While the potential of youth may be utilized for making the process swift, the role of women should be emphasized. Women are the most affected when there is an alteration in the strategies, but they are least consulted when the development proposals are initiated. Leaving them out or ignoring their presence cannot bring in the desired results. Their empowerment is imminent as expressed in the National Human Development Report. The empowerment of women, the marginalized and the excluded has been demonstrated in many cases to be among the important means to establish countervailing forces in the society for checking deterioration in governance standards and personal exploitation by others. Women have played the role of nurturing their families and the environment. The access to and management of resources through acquisition of land, collection of fuel, fodder, forest produce and water is crucial for women. The process of globalization and existence of patriarchy have limited the role of women to a great extent. Subsequently, they lost control over sustainable resources. The improvement in their education, health and income levels will ascertain their position as essential caretakers of the environment. Further extending financial assistance to set up their own income modalities will enable them to join the mainstream and contribute effectively. Now let us wind up the session and thank you very much for engaging yourself with the self-learning podcast.